But anyway, we're going to lighten it up with nicknames.
Yes, nicknames.
I did say, we have to get a moniker for you.
Yeah, I know.
But
I mean,
I can't.
I've been
apart from Screen Boy, I can't think of anything else.
I mean, are we allowed to swear on this? Because I have been told, I have been relayed quite a lot of words I probably know how to express as to, what people have called me over the time, but that's all right. You cop all sorts of stuff, don't you?
We all get that. Cricket, Captain Grumpy, Alan Border.
Alan Border. I actually didn't know it was his nickname.
Yeah, Captain Grumpy.
I mean, that was my, growing up watching, he was, and War, of course, was captain. That was, my growing up, the two big ones, and Chappell, of course. Hughes.
Yeah, well, Ian Chappell was called Chappelli. You know the reason for that?
No, you're gonna hit me?
Yeah, well, up on the scoreboard, they used to have Chappell I and Chappell G, and so they looked at it looked like an Italian word, so they called it Chappelli.
Oh, God.
That's how we got that.
No, mate. You're taking advantage of me today, I think.
Of course, we got, in recent times, the big show, Glenn Maxwell. Yeah. I don't know who gave him that name. He probably gave that name to himself.
He probably did. No, he probably did.
And going back into the 80s, we got Dizzy Gillespie.
Oh, Gillespie.
Good bowler.
What did Tomo have a nickname?
Tomo.
Because he was, he cracked the 160, didn't he, I think?
Well, he did. No matter what anyone says, my research shows that he was the quickest bowler of all time. And you just see some of those old videos. Yeah, he was just incredible.
Well, the 160K is the 100-mile, isn't it?
Yep, so 100 mile an hour.
That's why it was such literally a milestone hard.
That's the 4-minute mile of cricket, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll throw that in. But there's been some good cricket, or Warnie. I have to laugh, say like Warnie. Isn't that like, when you think about nicknames, it's just generally when you call people, Davo, Warnie,
Yep.
Scotty, how are ya?
Yeah. Robbo.
Dazza.
Yeah. So Warnie really didn't have one, did he?
Yeah. I think we're a country that, really, anything with more than 3 syllables is too much. We just chop it down. Yeah,
for sure.
It's just wasting time, mate. That's, that's what happens.
Well, you get people who have got red hair called Bluey, or guys who are really big and they call them Tiny.
Yeah.
It's sort of a bit of a anti sort of nickname in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's not a lot of tricks. I always laugh, you go past like 7 Mile Creek, it's not pretty obvious stuff, isn't it? Yeah, 7 Mile Beach is your landings, of course. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, we've got Rod Marsh, his famous nickname given to him very early. Well, first of all, he was called Iron Gloves in his early days. And then when he became one of the best keepers in the world, it was quickly followed by Bacchus, which, of course, is Bacchus Marsh, which is a town just outside of Melbourne, northwest of Melbourne, I think 50 Ks.
Yeah.
Famously, Bacchus Marsh. And that sort of gave a bit of a trend then to like Jeff Marsh, who was no relation to him.
Right.
His nickname was Swampy Marsh. So, it became a bit of a pattern there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But as I was saying before we started, Mark Waugh, it took Mark Waugh a long time to get into Test cricket. He scored, I think, a record amount of runs before he actually got selected for Australia.
Yep.
And when he did get selected for Australia, he took the place of his brother Steve in the Test side.
Yeah, right.
And
sibling rival or twin rivalry, that kind of thing.
It wasn't their fault. It was the selectors were the ones doing that. But famously, Mark Waugh's nickname early on, because he was the Forgotten War, his nickname was Afghanistan.
Oh, God.
True story, mate.
I believe it. There's Aussie humour for you, isn't it? Yeah?
Yep. Well, like
just a little dip of sarcasm. Yeah, gotta love it.
Yep. And of course, postman Pat Cummins, because he always delivers.
Yes.
And he has been playing well. In the IPL.
That's almost a dad joke, really, isn't it?
A little bit like that, yeah. Well, you get a few of those.
Yeah.
And of course, his brother, talking about the wars, Steve, his brother, his nickname was Tugger. Tug of War.
Yeah. Can't help but have a little chuckle on that one. He probably didn't repeat that himself too much.
I'm sure. Yeah. You had to sort of say the tug of war.
Yeah,
exactly.
I wasn't thinking anything else. I don't know.
Of course not. I wasn't. No.
What we're talking about there.
No, not at all. Marcus Stoinis, he's called the Hulk, mainly because of his physique. Yeah, his physique. So, And of course, overseas, fiery Fred Truman, who was one of the great quick bowlers of all time.
Yep.
He did hold the world test record for quite a while there. And till I think Lance Gibbs broke it, and the off spinner for the West Indies. And
what was both of them called?
Beefy.
Beefy, yeah, right, okay. I knew it was something like that. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, again, because that was for his size.
Yes, I don't think there was any health nutritionist on the sides lists or
not in those days.
Support staff.
No. Boom Boom Afridi, remember him from Pakistan? Early in his career, I think he was a phenomenal 6-hitter, so they called him Boom Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very famous.